Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Look, I don't usually make two videos on Sunday, particularly during the season. I always make the day after video. We come back, we do a fan call-in show on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, but I felt like this one needed a second video. And look, this offseason was filled with bad news. It was filled with drama for Tennessee. It started with Jermod McCoy tears his ACL back in January doing offseason workouts, and then QB1 hits the transfer portal at the absolute worst time, jumping into the portal after you go through spring camp, kind of backing Tennessee into a corner. And then there's the Boo Carter drama. What was true? What wasn't true? What was speculation? What actually went down with Boo Carter during the offseason? Look, there were rumors of him being late to practice, rumors of him being late to team activities, or just missing those practices and activities altogether. Look, there were rumors of a locker room altercation with teammates, and there was just so much talk about Boo Carter's teammates being sick and tired of his attitude, sick and tired of his mindset, sick and tired of Boo Carter being all about himself and less about the team. And again, these are rumors. This was speculation. We don't know what actually happened. We aren't on that practice field. We aren't in that locker room. But when there's smoke, there is fire. And there was a lot of talk about what was actually going on with Boo Carter. And look, the reality of the situation is his mom didn't do him any favors, going to social media, talking about transferring, talking about Colorado, talking about Coach Prime. She did not do him any favors. And then there's articles like this. This article right here goes back to July the 29th, right before fall camp kicks off. This is what Josh Heupel is talking about. The article says Tennessee defensive back Boo Carter will not be dismissed in spite of the offseason drama. Now, again, Tony Basilio, love him, hate him, kind of a polarizing figure. Some people believe everything he says. Some people don't like Tony Basilio at all. There was a lot of talk, a lot of speculation out there that Boo Carter was not going to be a part of this football team in 2025. But you scroll through this article, and it talks about how Boo Carter had not been with the team since July the 16th. Again, this article written on July the 19th, almost 2 weeks that Boo Carter was MIA, 2 weeks that Boo Carter was not around this football team, and there were mandatory meetings. There were mandatory workouts going on during that time. There's a quote from Josh Heupel in this article. It says, Boo Carter is part of the team here. There's some things that he's got to accomplish to get back on the field with us. Don't have a set timeline on that. Our leadership council has been a part of those discussions with me and with Boo. So what is going on with Boo Carter? Is Boo Carter finally done at the University of Tennessee? You may say, Boogie, what are you talking about? We're going to get into it. I need you guys to do the YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. What we are is exactly what you guys are. We're fans. It's for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Again, we're going to be live later tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, fan call-in show. If you have an opinion, you have something you want to get off your chest, come on the show tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll talk about it. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Eric Kane. We're moving EA Sports College Football Night to Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, so come join us for that. So, again, you may be saying, Boogie, what exactly are you talking about here? What do you mean by is Boo Carter finally done at the University of Tennessee? What we got pulled up here is an article from Rocky Top Insider. It has the PFF grades for last night, Tennessee versus Oklahoma, and just worth noting. And again, we talked about this last night on the postgame show. We talked about Boo Carter. And for me, look, I know a lot of you guys wanted Boo Carter kicked off the team to begin with, but so many people have asked me. They said, Boogie, or some even make this straight statement, we need Boo Carter on offense. We need to get Boo some snaps on offense. Meanwhile, Boo wasn't even starting on defense. Boo was repping with the twos. And you go back, right? Go back to the article. Heupel said that Boo Carter had some things that he's got to do to work his way back on the field. Fall camp, he was doing conditioning work. He was doing gassers. He was doing up downs. He was in shorts and a T-shirt. Half the time, he wasn't even dressed out with the team. Boo Carter had to work his way back, and he never got all the way back. Boo Carter did not start for this defense. Boo Carter ran with the twos. That's just the reality of the situation. Go back again to fall camp. We saw him fielding some punts. Didn't even play defense in the first scrimmage. Has not started the entire season. Again, played with the twos. Been times all year long that it felt like Boo Carter is checked out. whether he's lazy, whether he's quitting on plays. And a lot of you even going back to this before fall camp, when all the rumors of the locker room altercation, when all the rumors of missing activities and practices and being late, not showing up on time, the rumors of the locker room altercation, a lot of you guys said, kick him off the team. And the timing of that, right? The timing of that. We're right after spring camp when all the drama happened with QB1. Nobody is bigger than the T. But then all this talk about Boo Carter, and I get it. The leadership council was involved, and I supported Josh Heupel in that decision. He chose to let the leadership council be involved. They allowed to let Boo Carter back onto his football team. But the reason I bring it up is Boo Carter finally done. You go look at the PFF grades. Aegis Farouk up there at the top played 66 snaps. How about Edwin Spillman? Played his tail off last night against Oklahoma. Ty Redmond. But as you go down through here, you look at all the grades, you look at all the snap counts, and you go right down here to the very bottom. Some notes on snap counts. Boo Carter did not play a single defensive snap, while Tyree West played just 8 snaps and did not return after suffering an injury in the first half. But again, Boo Carter did not play a single snap on defense last night. Now, for me, I was done with Boo Carter in the Kentucky game. And I told you guys post-game show, Coach Jay had made some comments prior to the Kentucky week about maybe a lack of effort, a lack of caring, little lackadaisical at times. But for me, the final straw was the Kentucky game. And he got beat in one-on-one coverage, and that's one thing. But when you get beat in one-on-one coverage and then you quit around the 15-yard line, you don't finish the play, you don't play to the whistle, that's when I'm done with you. When we talk about quitting and rolling over, man, if it's not true, don't bring that to the table. But when you can see it plain as day, a player quits, a player gives up, that's the final straw for me. I was done with Boo Carter at this point. So I thought it was interesting. Austin Price over at VolQuest.com had a little chat earlier today. He said, I know you guys are frustrated. I know you guys want to vent. Let's have it out. And somebody asked a question, is this coaching staff finally done with Boo Carter? And brought up the fact that he had not played a single snap on defense against Oklahoma. AP says it's been over. They have used him with the injuries in the secondary, but clearly last week in Kentucky was the straw that broke the camel's back with the loafing. Again, loafing, quitting, lackadaisical, something we have seen all year long with Boo Carter. And Austin Price says it's been over, but because of the injuries. And that brings me to this. You got to ask the question. You're talking about a defense last year that was top 10 in the country in scoring defense. The defense has been a problem this year, and I get it, man. We've had injuries. We had injuries on the interior of the defensive line at the beginning of the year. Both of our starting corners are out for the year. You felt like you were desperate in the secondary. Did Boo Carter being a part of this football team in 2025 impact the culture on the defense? Is there a problem in that locker room with the defense? And again, I don't know. It's speculation, but I think it's worth a conversation. And that falls on the head coach. That falls on Josh Heupel. Again, go back to when Nico left. There's nobody bigger than the T. Boo Carter goes AWOL for almost 2 weeks. He's got to work his way back. He's got to earn his way back. And then we see him loafing on the field. We see him quitting on the field. We don't see him giving his all for Tennessee. Why do you continue to trot him out there? I think you've got to put him on the bench and move on from Boo Carter. And that looks like what Tennessee has finally done this week against Oklahoma. But I don't even know why you're fielding punts with him. I don't know why you're fielding. If Josh Heupel is done with him, if Tim Banks is done with him, if this coaching staff is done with him, then it is time to move on. The Boo Carter era at Tennessee is over. He is going to hit the transfer portal. He is going to be gone after this season. That's just one man's opinion. That's my belief on it. I just thought this was interesting. Again, didn't catch it actually live watching the game that he didn't play a single snap on defense. Then when I saw the PFF grades, then when I saw what AP said that this coaching staff has been done with Boo Carter, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about the culture? What are your thoughts about the defensive locker room? Did they want Boo Carter to be out there on the field? Again, the leadership council made that decision, came together with Josh Heupel, and here we are. Boo Carter has not been bought in the entire year, but I think Boo Carter is done at Tennessee. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. You want to support the channel, hit the join button. It's only $1. We would appreciate that support. There's also a link in the description where you can join. You want to buy some Talkin VAWLS merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also join the Patreon. We have a game day chat. where we hang out and talk throughout the course of the game. You want to be a part of that or play some EA Sports college football with me, Coach Jay, Dauber, the X Factor. We're all hanging out. Foul Ming's in there playing a little EA Sports college football. If not, smash the thumbs up. It's quick, free, and easy. We would appreciate that support. But that is going to do it for this one. Hope to see you guys live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.